Hi guys, in this episode I'm going to be reviewing the Walrus Audio ARP 87 digital delay. I use this as my main delay on my board. I recently picked up another one, but we'll deal with that in another video. This is the next in the series of videos I'm making on my pedals, where I am going through my board and what I use and reviewing each one. I paid for these pedals with my own money, so this is not a paid review, and it's my honest opinion, etc, etc. Let's go through the controls first. You have level, which is basically your volume, dampen, which essentially makes the repeats more lo-fi sounding or less intrusive, the repeats, which sets the number of repeats for the setting, the ratio, where you can control how many repeats per beat there are based on the tempo you tap, the X function, which changes what it does depending on the delay setting you're using, and the delay programs, the program dial, which gives you 4 options. So it has digital, analog, lo-fi and slapback. It then has just a simple bypass switch and a tap tempo switch, which doubles as a 4th setting, which is the momentary function, where you hold it down and it creates a kind of an infinite sustain type effect, or infinite delay. You can also hold down the bypass switch for 1 second and it switches the trails mode. So you can switch trails on or off. If they're on, it means when you bypass the effect, the delays keep going until they die out. Otherwise, if it's off, as soon as you bypass the effect is cut off and can sound unnatural. It also has an external tap tempo input, so you can use an external pedal if this one is inaccessible. So you can have it anywhere on your pedal board and then just have a small tap tempo further down where you can get to it easily with your foot. Again, like I said in my last review video, I really like when the input and output jacks are at the top, so it just makes things tidier for me. The metal enclosure is a bit larger than my other pedals. I don't think it's a real Hammond enclosure size, or it might be a 125B or something. I'm not sure. But it's very rugged, it's metal, powder coated and silk screened, and the artwork is awesome. And powered by 9 volts, and I don't believe it takes a battery, not that I ever use a battery with my pedals. And then 2 LED status lights. My one main gripe with this pedal is that the status lights are insanely bright. They're actually blinding when you're on stage, so you might want to cover them up. Some people recommend putting some nail varnish or something of that type right over the actual bulb. It won't affect the sound or functionality. It might affect resale value. Not that I ever plan on selling this, because it's an awesome pedal. Let's go through some sounds with it. I'm running, as usual, through my LTD 7-string Les Paul, straight into the ARP 87 with no other effects turned on. Then out to my Trainer Dark Horse tube amp, into an orange PPC 112 cab, which is then being recorded by an SM57 into Reaper. So let's see what kind of sounds we can get. Here is my clean tone without any effect. And here is with, hang on, I'll just set it up on digital first. Okay. We'll set everything to 9 o'clock, or, well, okay, quarter notes, everything else at 9 o'clock on digital. I generally keep that maybe around 10. You don't want them to be overpowering. The dampen basically dulls the repeats so they're not as pristine or again, normally maybe 10, 9. The number of repeats then is literally what it says on the tin. There you only have 1. There you have more. There it trails off for a long time. Then you can change the ratio. Right now it's quarter notes. You can change it to dotted eighths. Basically adds kind of modulation or grit depending on the setting you're on. So I normally keep that pretty low. Then you have your infinite sustain momentary thing. Great for momentary effects where you want to really swell and add some shoegazy nonsense to a track. Then the analog setting is more like a bucket brigade type thing. The digital delay is more pristine repeats, whereas the analog, they degrade a bit more and sounds more natural to my ears. This is the setting that I would normally use. And then the X function there adds some weird warbling to it to kind of, I suppose, emulate a tape delay that's gone pretty old and isn't very well maintained. It's kind of a cool effect and can add some more interest to the delays. I forgot to go through the other ratio settings, so we'll do one of them with this. This is eighth notes. And then you have, what is it, triplets I think it is? Okay. And then again, the dampen can be used on each setting. Just kind of dulls it a bit. Then you have your lo-fi mode, which I don't really use too often. and you can hear that it kind of alters the pitch slightly and is more of a special effect than something you'd use all the time in every song. It's almost like a wah kind of filtering effect on the repeats. And the X control in this kind of tames that. Finally, you have your slapback delay. Which is almost like a very intense reverb setting. In this mode, the tap tempo function doesn't work. Okay, so that's about it. Would I recommend it? Extremely. I absolutely adore this pedal. It's quite expensive, but it's worth every cent. Walrus Audio make fantastic gear, and I don't think I could live without it. It's one of the main bases of my tone. In fact, let's just show it in conjunction with my distortion for a second. This is probably going to be too loud. Hang on now. Well, I don't normally use slapback, so let's put it back onto analog and roughly the settings I generally use. Okay, so thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and check back for more videos. Cheers.